Very good morning, students. Today we will quickly try to understand what is software-defined networking and how it helps in virtualization. So when we talk of software-defined networking, basically previously all the components, what we were using like switches, bridges, all of them were being controlled individually. So in software-defined networking, it enables us to control and manage the network using software applications, right? So the networking of the entire network and its devices, they are centrally being controlled through software applications. That is the benefit of your software defined networking, and this is how it helps in network, or it improves the performance of the network by network virtualization. So basically the entire traffic of the network can be managed by your software, and you will find the SDN controller plays a very important role in software defined networking. So there are three planes basically. If you look at, you have an application plane, control plane, and the data plane, and the interface between the application and control plane is what you call northbound interfaces, and between the data plane and control plane is what you call it as southbound interfaces. So let's try to understand each of it. So the application plane is basically where the end users interact. Okay, whenever they need the network applications, maybe for firewall or load balancing, all that, the end users basically interact at the application plane. Now, SDN controller acts, or it sits in the control layer, and that is the brain of the network. And this is where the entire abstraction of the abstraction or virtualization to the applications to connect with the data plane takes place. Okay, so SDN is the um, component which basically controls the entire network by improving the performance of it. And here, if you look at the infrastructure layer, all physical devices like your switches, routers, whatever, to carry the data, the actual movement happens at this particular physical layer. And these layers communicate through southbound and the northbound interfaces. So if you look at the work that happens in the data plane, it basically, it has all the physical devices where it does a segmentation, reassembly at the other end, forwarding of the packets, okay, replication in case of multicasting. All this happens at the data plane. Okay, so we need to just keep in mind data plane is where my entire physical devices for the network resides. And all these devices previously in our traditional networking were individually controlled, but today through SDN, they are being controlled from a central point. And control plane, if you look at, making the routing tables, okay, setting your packet handling policies, right? So once from the data plane, once it is being, the activity, the movement takes, then the how to forward, all that is being taken care by the control plane. So the entire traffic management of your network is taken care by the control plane. That is nothing but the SDN controller. And lastly, you have the application plane. This is where the end users will request for the services from the control plane and the data plane. And whatever the data plane and the control plane provides, okay, on the other end, it is being given to the end users through the application plane. So this is all about the software defined networking, and this plays a very important role in managing the network traffic in cloud computing as well. Thank you.